It really became almost a safe space for women to come and discuss.
As we facilitate tables and meet a lot of the women, that we kept hearing that it's so nice to know I'm not alone.
So many women, irrespective of which city or which industry that they're from, there were these common threads which were there.
Post pandemic, post so many things, that the challenges are also new. So it exposes you to, hey, maybe someone in my team is going through something like this, and I, as a leader, am more aware and can respond to that better.
While these are things that are there in your mind and you know how you are, it gives you time to reflect and say that these are the things that you stand for.
Something that's very refreshing for us.
Something that you don't want to open up to, but that's the reality. And then, the fact that you have your profile is something that you work on and see what is it that you want to work with.
It boosts your confidence to hear something perhaps that you always thought of yourself, and then to open up a whole new world and say, hey, there's an opportunity here.
So there is some bit of similarity in the work that we do.
New friendships and new bonds that we form at this stage and phase of life.
Just reflecting back at my journey, being more aware of who I am, my strengths.
Self-awareness, reflection is a large part of it.
We, as women, have our own set of challenges, along with whatever challenges the men face at work.
If I think about the 25-year-old me, I mean, there's so many things I'd like to tell her, but I think one of the things is to enjoy outside of work a lot more. We're all going through it together and shifts are happening.
It was like a great place, time for us to look at our own journeys, self-awareness, self-reflection, as Ria said. I mean, that was like, to me, the cornerstone of the entire program.
Welcome. Small Talk Work Play Build is proud to partner with XLRI for Women, XL for W, a movement powered by passionate alumni committed to women's participation in the workforce. At the heart of this conversation are two inspiring leaders, Ria Joseph and Preetinder Kaur. Both bring rich, multidimensional career journeys and a deep connection to the UP suite of programs as alumna on Upsurge, designed by XLRI's Center for Gender Equality and Inclusive Leadership, CGEIL, and XL for W. I am Subha Chandrasekharan, a proud graduate of the XLRI Business Management Program, Batch of 2000. After 15 years in banking, the last decade has been about leadership development and career coaching. I also co-host Small Talk, a career podcast. Join me as we speak about pivotal career moments, what it means to rise in a system not always designed with women in mind, and how spaces like UP have offered both a mirror and a map. This is a conversation about growth, allyship, serendipity, reflection, and the long game of building a career that's not only successful but also meaningful. Warm welcome to Ria Joseph and Preetinder Kaur. Thank you so much for joining us on this very special episode. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are happy to be here.
So maybe I'll start with asking you to just introduce yourself. What would be good to know over and above what LinkedIn tells us?
It's been 2 decades of corporate life, mostly media, all sorts of media, print, radio, on ground, digital. So yeah, I've just been straddling, both the business and the marketing sides, and growing between teams, categories, departments, companies. Yeah, so that's really what has been happening.
Lovely. And where are you now?
So now I'm with Versa Innovation. It was during the pandemic where I switched to the digital side.
Okay.
So after working in large, very, very structured media companies, this was my stint with a startup. So very different energy, very fast paced, very hustle. So a lot of unlearning and relearning had to be done. But yeah, that's the fun of it also.
Nice. And Ria?
Yeah, hi. So I am a mother of two teenagers.
So
So
there's a full-time job, you're saying.
yes, that is where I will lead with. And one of my sons is just joining college, so I will be left with just one at home. So that's the point where I am right now.
Yeah.
I also work as general manager media in Britannia. So I've been with Britannia for about 7 years, and before that with ITC and about 4 or 5 media agencies. So that's what I've done. So just like Preet, I've also got about more than 20 years of experience in Bangalore.
Okay, great. So, what led you down this path of media? Was it very conscious, or was there some pivot or something that led you to a career in this space?
So I started my career with an advertising agency where I was a client servicing person.
Mm.
So post that, I also met a couple of people from media. So I felt that it was an interesting space to be in, and not really very career focused because I come from a line of people of women who've not really worked in
Mm.
offices.
Mm.
So I didn't know whether I wanted to have a career. So I just went in and said, okay, let me try media. And for whatever it's worth, it stuck. So I seem to be enjoying it. So
Nice.
that's where I am now.
Nice, nice. So, I was going to kind of ask about what are some of the challenges that come up when we take a decision to have a career, right? And it's a decision that we take at some point that this is worth it,
Yeah.
this is something we enjoy. And I think what you shared is a primary factor, that what will people around us say, or what is the family going to say? Can I devote my time to something that will take up a lot of time and energy, right? How is your kind of, this is my career and I can give time to it? What were some of the roadblocks that maybe came up?
See, I always wanted to work.
Hmm.
I always wanted to be financially independent. So that was, that was a given. And I kind of I got picked up as a management trainee in a media company, and that's where my
Hmm.
association with media started, and one company after the other. But yes, I mean, I think in our culture, for a woman, you're always expected to have a family first kind of an
Yeah.
approach, right?
Yeah.
So that I think continues even now that my daughter's grown up, okay. But I've had multiple such moments, where you are at a crossroad.
Hmm.
You have to kind of just think between career or home, ambition and guilt.
Hmm.
So these are things
Yeah.
which are forever.
Very
But
much.
yeah, I think, I mean, having a supportive partner, okay, he knows that I want to work, I like to work, and having that self drive, I think,
Hmm.
is very,
Hmm.
very important.
Hmm.
Okay, so you can have a support system, but when there is something which is coming from within, I think you find a way to make it work.
Very true. Yeah,
So
no, it has to be a combination of
yeah,
inside and
That's right.
outside, right?
yeah.
Were you able to find good mentors, sponsors early on, or is that something that strangely comes to us only when we are a little more settled?
Yeah.
That's true. So I would maybe start with saying that I really have a privileged life, right? So, not maybe not financially, and I will not go there, but the privilege comes from a family which has been absolutely supportive.
Mm.
So my dad has always been my champion from day one, and I would say even my extended families, whether it is my uncles, aunts, cousins, even our smallest, achievements are received with so much fanfare and drama
Lovely.
that, when we step out of the house every day, we know we have like a 50-member team just behind you, right?
Uh.
So that actually gives, as a kid, it gives a lot of confidence. And even at my age, with more than 20 years of experience, that is probably my biggest anchor.
Mm.
Along with that, obviously, we have our own individual cheerleaders, right? So I stay with my husband and my 2 sons. I would say that's my cheerleading team of three,
Mm.
right? They're so, so proud of whatever I do. So, in fact, I can tell you, my son was 10 years old, and, he was talking to some friends in the society playground, and he said, my mother owns Yippee. Okay. And I was
That's
like,
so
okay,
sweet.
So
I'm
sweet.
So
just a
sweet.
lowly man manager who manages media for Yippee. Okay. But he
Yeah.
says that my mother owns Yippee. What does your mother own?
Yeah. That's
So
the pride
that is
that,
the
Yeah,
pride.
yeah,
yeah,
So I know
absolutely.
I may not be a senior manager. At that time, I was really mid-level or maybe lower mid-level, but I felt like the queen at that time
yeah,
onwards, right?
yeah.
So I never felt that, I was lowly, whatever. I felt successful even, when I had 10 years of experience with me, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where it is. I don't think it's about the designation or the number of
Correct.
years that you've put in. It's about what your core cheerleaders actually think about you. That gives you a lot of confidence,
No,
right?
very true. I mean, we face enough challenges when we step
True.
out. And so, if you have a strong team inside, that's such a boost.
Makes things so
It
much
makes things
easier.
so much easier to go and
Yeah.
really face the world, which
Absolutely.
feels like a battle on many days.
Yeah.
True that.
Mhm.
Nice. So, coming to the program, and both of you are alumna of Upsurge, right? And we're very proud to be associated with you and have you, go through that journey with us. What brought you to say yes to Upsurge? Like, was there any moment or any thought which said, yes, I need this now?
So in my case, what happened, I was nominated for
Hmm,
it.
hmm,
Okay. And when I looked at it, it was a little curious. I was a little curious, what exactly is this?
yeah.
It's a woman only leadership development program. So to be very honest, I went into it with very low expectation.
Hmm,
Okay, I said, okay, let's see
hmm,
what
hmm.
it is. But I think the experience was really enriching, really enriching. As I was telling you, it really became almost a safe space for women
Hmm,
to come and discuss,
hmm.
the kind of challenges that very unique challenges that we
Yes.
face
Yeah.
being a woman,
Yeah.
So women opening up, sharing their stories without the fear of being judged,
Yeah.
okay? And then you just realize that so many women, irrespective of which city or which industry that they're from, there were these common threads which were there,
Hmm,
right?
hmm.
Always being at this crossroads, being in a room where you're a only
Only
woman,
woman.
sometimes your voice being dismissed, but still finding that courage to
Hmm, hmm.
stand up for what you believe in, and imposter syndrome, I mean,
Huge, right? Huge for
huge,
us.
huge. So just discussing so many stories, having that discussion, it was very interesting, very liberating. Okay, and I just think it made me more empathetic towards myself, So yeah, it
Yeah.
was a great experience for
That's
me.
another common thread, as we facilitate tables and meet a lot of the women, that we kept hearing that it's so nice to know I'm not alone.
Mhm.
Right?
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
So nice to
absolutely.
be reminded that as easy or difficult this journey is, I'm not alone, and there are others who
Yeah,
are experiencing this, and I can learn from them or share with them.
true.
Right? And we really need to gather more often with our own
Absolutely,
kind,
Right.
so to
absolutely.
speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? So, coming from an organization that is large in itself, I'm sure you have a lot of development programs internally. So, was there a question of why one more, why an external one?
I had heard of Upsurge even before the organization actually
Okay,
had reached out to me. So,
that's a good sign.
yes. So, one of the cohort members before me
Mm.
was a good friend of mine. And so she was in Mumbai working in Star, etc. So, she had actually sent me an email
Ah,
after the Upsurge program that she attended saying that, hey, listen, I went for something like this. And this is not like your regular workshops.
Mm,
mm,
You should just go and attend if
mm,
yeah,
if your organization is open to it.
mm.
At that time, as you rightly said, you go for a lot of workshops, and there's a lot of career enhancement or career enriching programs that you
Correct.
always go for. So I was not very sure why I should go for it, etc. But I had parked it somewhere in the back of my
Mm,
mind. Then obviously our HR leaders also felt that this is something that we can actually explore for our batch, and they sent us again, as Preet said. I was not very sure what to expect, but because my friend told me, and she's somebody I really respect in the industry, she's because of that, I was thinking that, maybe there's something that I haven't seen before that I
Yeah.
can actually extract from this workshop.
Mm.
And I was not wrong. Okay. So there were two online sessions, and there was this 2 day, in fact, it's 24 or 30 hours, but it's
Correct.
actually two
Two
days
days.
of
Yeah.
in
Mm.
person workshop. It was really, really good. So the two online sessions were very, very, self reflecting.
Mm.
So there was a session by Nirupapa Subramanian. I don't know if you've read her
Yes.
book,
Yes.
Yeah,
Powerful.
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
It was really, really good. It was actually touching upon the six feminine powers, and you catalog your powers under which of these
Yeah.
True.
feminine powers
Yeah.
comes under, etc. And some of these things, while these are things that are there in your mind and you know how you are,
Mm.
it gives you time to reflect and say that these are the things that you stand for. So that was great. And of course, the in-person workshops, amazing, because as Preet said, lots of people just like us, really good place to really open up. And some of those things, really, you also think, oh my god, is that a problem? Right?
Ah.
Because
Ah.
some of the
True.
problems
True.
are
True.
really out there. But again, because you have that time for yourself, you reflect and say, okay, that's a problem, and maybe that's something that you have to be cognizant of. You don't have to work on it, but maybe that's something that is also opened up for you. So I felt it was really good, and it was almost like, maybe at that time I didn't think it was, but I feel it was life altering, as I moved along. And it's been about 2 years after that, but I really felt it was really great for me.
Lovely, lovely. That's it's always good to hear the impact of programs
Absolutely.
and a lasting impact,
Right.
right? And I think an interesting thing that you said about it may not be your problem, or it may not even be
But you
something
realize the
that
problem.
was in
You
your
think it's your problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
in your kind of line of sight, but you are also women leaders who are moving towards C-suite roles, right, or moving to larger and larger roles, and hence you will come across so many young women going through different challenges,
Hmm.
right? And I think we've seen the world is just changing so much post pandemic, post so
Yeah.
many things, that the challenges are also new.
Right.
So it exposes you to, hey, maybe someone in my team is
Could
going
be
through
going through
something
that.
like this,
Yeah.
and I, as a
Right.
leader, am more aware and can
True.
respond to that better. Right? Nice. Um, we were talking, both of you mentioned that there weren't really clear expectations in your mind. You went in with a very open mind saying, hey, this will probably be good for me right now. Right. So, in the program, what really stuck out for you? Like, what was something that maybe was unique or unexpected?
I think just being in that room with so many women,
Hmm.
ambitious,
Yeah.
honest, willing to open up. I mean, that itself was very powerful.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, it just, it was like a great place, time for us to look at our own journeys,
Hmm.
self awareness, self reflection, as Ria said.
Hmm.
I mean, that was like, to me, the cornerstone of the entire
Hmm.
program. And these are things that stay with you,
Right.
right? So that was there. Um, I am a very introvert person,
Hmm.
okay? And there is always this thing about the importance of networking if you
Hmm.
have to grow,
Correct.
okay? So I used to be a little,
Yeah.
I mean, networking, the word networking would not
Yeah.
like make me
Yeah.
feel very
Yeah.
comfortable, okay? So we, I think, addressed that, okay? And I remember having this one session with, he was the CHRO at Bajaj. He said that he's also an introvert, but he just spoke about like, 5 mantras that he has, and I thought that was amazing.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
Then, as a part of the program, there was a structured networking
hmm.
capsule that was there.
Correct.
So that also kind of was very useful. So, I mean, in a way, the program was giving you some tools to
Hmm. Hmm.
take back in your life and um, integrate in your work life and then learn
Yeah.
from it and grow from it.
Yeah.
So that was like another very very useful thing. And I also completely agree with Ria, this book, this Nirupama session, amazing. Okay, these six feminine energies
Yeah.
that she talks about, and the fact that she's put it in a very Indian context,
Yeah, I think
that stays.
that's something that's very refreshing for us, right?
Yeah,
We've seen and heard so many models which are
exactly.
for maybe a different context and a different life. And Nirupama, yes, she's an esteemed alumna of Excel, and she's
Mm.
brings so much to the program through
Absolutely.
that
Right,
framework.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What
So
was your
really,
feminine power? Sorry,
Yeah,
this is
yeah, sure,
nothing to do
sure.
with.
No.
so my strongs were Kanya and Veera.
Okay,
Oh,
all
Okay,
nice.
right.
Nice combination.
Kanya Veera. Ma was somewhere in the back. Okay,
Mhm.
but I realized that I had to work on my Apsara and Rishika.
Uh,
So
Oh,
so yeah,
okay, nice.
yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
all right, all
yeah, I
right.
mean, and when you kind of just going through, there are a lot of these. These things that are there in your mind, and you kind of just like come to terms with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
very very interestingly done.
Lovely.
It may
Yeah.
not be something that you like, but that's the
That's
reality.
the
That's that's
reality.
Correct,
that's
That's
what.
the
correct. It's a
reality.
mirror, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
is what
the
it is.
yeah,
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 that
yeah.
was really powerful for me
yeah.
too.
So, what
Yeah.
was your
So,
persona?
actually, two things. Persona, oh, I had Apsara
Of,
as my leading persona,
Okay.
and then Veera. So, Apsara, I never thought of myself as a charming influencer. So, that's what
uh,
she had said.
uh,
I did not think of that. But maybe so that's the whole point, right? It
Hmm.
opens up your mind
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
towards
True.
yeah.
something like that. Maybe that's something that you want to go for. The Veera part, the fierce warrior, in my line of work, I have to be at war with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the warrior part was totally correct. Okay, so that was fine. Plus, I have two sons. You can imagine, but they're sweet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was perfectly fine. But the rest of it was really, really, maybe it's something that is there in you. Maybe it's something that you don't want to open up to, but that's the reality.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah,
the fact that you have your profile is something that you work on and see what is it that you want to work with, right?
yeah,
And how you want to, get any results out of it. So
yeah.
Exactly.
that's the whole point.
Making you more aware of yourself and
That's
then
right.
taking very intentional steps, towards a
Right,
more holistic kind of
right,
a
right.
person. So,
Yeah, because it boosts your confidence to
yeah,
hear something perhaps that you always thought of yourself, and then to open up a whole new world and say, hey,
exactly.
there's an opportunity here,
Right.
and or this is how I'm seen and
Right.
can use
Yeah.
that in the
Yes.
work that
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
Yeah. I
doing.
think it's about how you apply it in your
Absolutely.
day to day life, because
Correct.
you are not going to change yourself just because you have a profile.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
you're just more aware of it and see what is it that you can do to
Uh,
use it to get your work done, right? So
yeah.
that's what it is. So for me, it was very very powerful. The book powerful.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
You were a nice cohort, right? And you were in
Hmm.
2 different years of the program. I think there's a lot of value in bringing together women from different
Hmm.
industries. Um,
Absolutely.
all of you were about 15 years plus
Yeah.
of work experience, but still very different journeys,
Right.
right? And to hear stories from each other. Uh, what was something maybe, that pleasantly surprised you in the cohort, or maybe a bond that you formed, or someone you met who was very different from you? Anything that you recollect?
I remember a couple of people, Jwalita, Aprajita. So we've kind of connected at some level,
Hmm.
okay, following each other on LinkedIn, giving shout outs to, on various successes, small
Yeah,
milestones,
yeah.
all of it, okay. That I think has been something that we've been doing. Aprajita and me have spoken offline multiple times, okay.
Lovely.
So there is some bit of similarity in the work that we do, so yeah. But I think more than a couple of people, I think it was the entire idea was women cheering for women, so
Hmm.
I think that was like a great thing that happened there, or
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so I think that was for me a very interesting thing.
Very nice.
Yeah.
No, I think there's something special about new friendships and new bonds that we form at this stage and
Yeah.
phase of life, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So much to give and take from new bonds. Very nice. So after upsurge, going back to to work and going back to reality, if I may call it, what did you take back? What has it, how has it changed, if anything, the way that you work, the way that you interact?
When my daughter was born, at that time, I took a conscious decision of moving into a pre-sales kind of a role, okay, which just allowed me more time, to spend with her. Now that she's grown up, and now that I was in this startup culture, which has a very different way of working, there was an opportunity to move into sales, role, and it was there at the back of my mind. There were conversations happening. I think somewhere last year, this program also kind of came up. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like that exactly this program
Of
led to
course,
it, but
of course.
yes, all the experience that I had, for me, just reflecting back at my journey, being more aware of who I am, my strengths. Okay. I think somewhere I kind of decided to take up that role.
Put your
Okay.
hand up for
Yeah,
something
yeah. So
lovely.
I decided to take that up, and yeah, I think again some of the tools that I picked up during
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
program, it's just helping me to kind of be in this new role.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is like a change that happened for me.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so that's really, the various aspects of the program that you've spoken about. Self awareness, reflection is a large part of
Yeah.
it, because in the busyness of work, we don't get the time to
Absolutely.
sit down and think about some of these things. Sometimes you have to hear a lot of stories to remember your own stories.
I completely agree. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And just putting yourself out there in what, like you said, a very safe space. You can network without being judged.
Yeah.
You can share without being judged, and you can just even just quietly assimilate, right?
Yeah.
Listen to all the women who speak there, meet all the facilitators and the cohort members. So I think there's a lot that we hope participants do take away to the workplace. As senior women leaders, you have your own cohorts
Right.
at the
True.
workplace, right? And there's so much that you can kind of knowledge transfer directly and indirectly. Did you see it? Did you see a shift in you back at work in small or big ways?
So I'll okay. So see, I've always been a girl's girl. Okay,
Hmm.
so very comfortable with girls, talking about different things, whether as a junior
Hmm.
when I was junior, and when I'm slightly older now.
Hmm.
So I'm always happy to speak to
Hmm.
people, especially it's not just about career, right? So I've also gone through the whole life
Life
business,
phases,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whether it is about getting married or having kids and all of that. So I also feel now that I have a lot that I can pay forward to the younger
Hmm.
managers,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
always nice to speak to them, because in your late 20s or early 30s, as women, we are always at a crossroad, right?
Correct.
Should I get married? Should I have kids? If I
Correct.
have
True.
kids, is
What?
my career going to be changing,
Yeah.
etc.? And there is no one right answer for everybody. It's
True.
going to be very, very
Correct.
different. Depends on your background, depends on your ambition, depends on the partner that you're going to find, all of that. But I think the most powerful thing that we can give to the people who are younger than you is the confidence that you can give them, that they can trust you and
Hmm.
come and talk
Hmm.
to you and be themselves, right? So that I feel, I was always very, very pro that.
Hmm.
And I feel after this, I've been even more open to having those conversations,
Conversations.
really open conversations with the young women.
Hmm.
Because, if you look at it, I don't think the men ever think that this is a problem, right? Because and that's not their fault, because that's how the
Yeah.
society is built,
Yeah.
right? That's the fabric of society. They don't even understand why we need these women programs or women empower. It's not empowerment, but I think opening women up kind of
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
programs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where women can come and talk about the challenges that they have.
Hmm.
So we as women have our own set of challenges, along with whatever challenges the men face at work.
True.
Right?
Correct.
True.
Correct.
So,
It's the same politics. It's
right,
the same.
all of
Uh,
those things
uh,
do not go
yeah.
away for
Yeah.
us. So, if they have X number of challenges, we have X plus our own set of challenges, which is
Yeah.
X plus Y. So, which is why the whole women conversations are
Mm.
so important, and
Yeah.
that's something that the men will never understand.
Yeah.
And I feel as we grow older, and I don't want to call ourselves senior women leaders and all of that, because it's just about experience, and it's really not about the designation.
Mm. Mm.
But the moment you have so many experiences, you definitely should be open to having a lot more open conversations, where you're not bullying them, or
Yeah.
telling them that you just have to grow up and face it, because you
Correct.
hear
Correct.
that, right?
Correct.
That.
Correct.
True.
But it's not about growing up and
Yeah.
facing, because every woman has their own individual
Yeah.
challenges, right? Whether it is societal, whether it is at work, everything.
Yeah.
So I think, as all of us mature leaders, we are supposed to be there, and that's our job, that's our responsibility, to be there and listen to them, give them a good ear, and talk to them and try to understand them. And
Yeah.
nobody else will understand.
Yeah.
No other man is ever going to understand the challenges that women go through. That's all.
Yeah. No, and interestingly, these are some of the challenges even women talk about, right? That sometimes when in the organization the senior women are saying, but I've been through it and hence
Yeah.
you can, or kind of assuming that you can go through that challenge. And so yeah, it is true. But genuinely shout out to a lot of wonderful male allies that we have had
Yeah.
for the various programs of up. um, are they rare and few? Maybe, but it's a growing tribe, right?
Absolutely.
True.
And I
True.
think programs like this, where we do also, especially for the networking dinner, we had a lot of
Yes.
men come in
Absolutely.
volunteering their time
Yes.
to just help meet
The
all of
structured
you.
networking
Yeah, the
programs. Yeah.
structured networking, and to give you an opportunity to even share your stories with them,
Right.
right? Because they
Absolutely.
also need to know what's happening at workplaces and what are the challenges that you face, because yes, they are unique to us, like you
That's
said.
true. Yeah.
Some of them are very unique to us. So I think coming to the two of you as leaders in your organization, and you mentioned pay it forward. I think that's a very large
Yeah.
aspect of what you would probably like to do at this life stage, and what is also expected,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
To mentor the youngsters. When you speak to youngsters today, what are the stark challenges that are very unique to women? Is there a huge shift, or do you feel, oh, it's still the same?
I think this entire thing about career versus family,
Hmm.
I think this is going to be there. Okay.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but one thing that I see, this generation is has a very strong mind of their own,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
I think when we were growing up, beyond a point, I mean, this is the age, so it was like a given that you should be married with this
True.
within
True.
this age, okay. But I think the younger generation, okay, if they some of them are very clear, okay, and some of them I think they're able to articulate what they want also
Yeah.
very nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is definitely I think it's a good thing which has happened over years. But having said that, um, there is always this thing about managing. Okay, if I don't get married, what will happen? Because a lot of
Hmm.
women are also like contemplating that.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
or maybe I'll get married very late. Right now,
Hmm.
let me prioritize my
My
career.
career.
Okay, so while they're choosing to do that, but there is that fear somewhere lingering.
Hmm.
Okay, and they might open up. Okay, with somebody whom they trust. So yeah, I mean, it is there, this thing about family versus work. The question might have changed. Okay, but I don't think this problem is going away. Right, so
Interesting.
so
And you'd expect it to a little at least, or some shift, because they are being raised by strong career women
yes,
more and
That's
more,
right.
yes,
right? Ambitious women who know that the career has meant a lot to them.
yeah.
Like you spoke about, the financial independence is so important,
Hmm.
the ability to step out and do what you want. We've all tasted it and we don't want to let it go,
True.
right?
Hmm.
And we want to pass that on too, but some of the challenges still remain, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
think.
but I think the big difference is in the male partners as well, right?
Mm.
So just like the current generation is being raised by strong, independent
Hmm.
women, I think the boys also are seeing a set of moms who
Very
are
true.
doing what
Mm,
they want to do,
Yes.
true.
right?
Yes.
So and they seem to be quite happy doing what they want to do and not just making. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with making chapatis at home, but I'm just saying they are also seeing that moms are going out and doing something else as well.
Yeah.
And if one day mom doesn't feel like cooking, mom doesn't have to cook,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So
True.
the boys or the husbands can come in and do whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's the shift which I expect in future.
Hmm. Hmm.
Definitely, even now I feel so. One of the girls in our office, like in her mid 20s, has just taken a sabbatical and now she's traveling all around the world, right? I don't know if at 25 we had that option,
Mm.
even as a remote option while
Yeah.
we were growing up. Our
The
parents would
option.
have
Yeah.
been like,
Yeah. The
Absolutely.
option, the
Absolutely.
courage to
that's
ask for
right.
it,
Yeah,
to
Absolutely.
see
ask
it
Yeah.
for it.
through.
And see, she's not asking any money from anybody because
Correct.
she's already worked for 2, 3 years.
Correct.
She's collected enough money and she's also working as she goes. So I think she will do like 1.5, 2 years.
Yeah.
But imagine your
Yeah.
father, I mean, all of us
True.
having
True.
our fathers even agreeing to that. Forget agreeing. Will we even ask
Ask
something
Yeah.
for
like that? Because
something.
Yeah.
it's not even there in our heads that,
Correct.
we want to see the world.
Correct.
So that is how the shift has happened in this generation, I
Yeah.
feel. And I think that's fantastic. And it's not just women. I feel even the boys are much more liberated because, I don't feel so. In fact, while we talk about our challenges, you have to also understand that the men have also had the pressure of being the sole breadwinners
Hmm.
for
A very long
many, many
time.
Hmm.
centuries.
Hmm.
Right. So, why should the man be the only breadwinner as well? So,
Yeah.
that's something that
That's
they can also
changing.
start
Yes.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, even the boy, if he wants to just stop his career or pause his career for some time, that's an option right now. So, it was never the case earlier.
Yeah.
You reach 23, 24, you have to start working or you start some business, whatever. Even for
Correct.
boys,
The pressure was there.
while we may
True.
not talk about that as a challenge all the time, that's a pressure as well. So
Correct.
I feel that, the whole uh, conversation about making everything equal has made it easier for boys as well as girls. It's not just
Hmm.
about men,
Yeah.
about women.
Very
Yeah.
true. And I was just as I'm listening to y'all, I'm reflecting. If I think about the 25-year-old me, right? I mean, there's so many things I'd like to tell her, but I think one of the things is to enjoy outside of work a lot more, right?
100%.
I think that the younger ones today do it better than
Much
than
better.
we
Absolutely.
did.
Much better.
We saw work as kind of the universe around which we have to manage everything else.
True.
The minute we stepped out, right? So if you had to tell 25-year-old Preet one thing, what would that be?
Be easy.
On
Have
yourself?
faith in yourself.
Uh,
Okay. You're doing the best that you can. So
yeah,
I think that's what I will tell her.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I think somewhere women, we are very difficult on ourselves. We just
Mm.
expect too much, you
Yes,
know.
yes.
So yeah, I think we're doing in so much. I think as Ria said, we have X plus Y,
Yeah, yeah,
things to take care of. So I think we should just be a little easy on
easy on us,
ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a phase where the super mom term was
Oh,
something
I think it was
that
like a
that became
We
so
don't
big.
like it.
we don't like
Now
it
we are at least
seriously.
we're able to say, hey, don't.
Yeah.
We
Please,
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah. I
be
mean,
We
that.
don't
I'm
want
also
to
a
do
human being,
everything. Yeah.
So
I don't I
absolutely.
don't want to be a superhero.
Seriously, seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what would be good for 25-year-old Ria to hear?
So 25 is when I got married,
Huh.
right? So, and at that time, you're also thinking, personal life. Am I also going to have a career?
Hmm.
I'm not really sure,
Hmm.
whatever. I would say right now, good job.
Good that you
Not a
said
bad
yes to
decision.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both are okay. No, not so bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm quite okay with the decisions I took at 25.
Mm.
We're always unsure whether we'll be able to do it or not,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
we always end
yeah.
up doing it,
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, just
Lovely.
having that faith in yourself is very, very
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
important.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's what the cohorts of women remind us
Yeah.
that okay, challenges are
True.
pretty much across generations. Some have
Hmm.
stayed, and we are still kind of figuring it out or battling it out. But we're all going through it together,
Yeah.
and shifts are happening. Positive
Mm.
shifts are happening, and we still will keep trying to get more and more women into the workforce, into senior roles, into better roles, and that endeavor, it's on us
Right.
to do
Absolutely.
it for
Yeah.
the newer and newer generations. So one, this is, as a small talk podcast that I run, we like to talk about work, play, and build. Right. So we've talked about the workplace a lot. What does play look like for you? What else do you like to do?
Play is just relaxing with my family,
Hmm.
with my puppy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Being in the gym.
Ah,
Okay.
ah.
That's something that I have learned to like. Okay. It's an acquired
Well
thing.
put. For
Yeah.
some of us, it has to be
Yeah.
acquired.
I haven't reached there yet, but okay, good job
Yeah.
for doing
So
that.
investing in your own
Yeah,
health,
yeah.
so that's something
Important.
that I think it's very, very important. Okay. There was very little awareness about this,
Very little. True,
so I
true.
think just learning it and doing it and enjoying it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I think just being in that moment without having any agenda, I
Mm.
think that
Yeah.
is
It
just like
correct. It's so
relax.
tough for us. No, there's a constant to-do list in the head,
Exactly,
Yes,
and
exactly.
absolutely.
So, I mean, just telling myself that it's okay, and just relaxing and spending time with family, stepping out. I mean, that's all. I mean, that's really play for me.
very
Yeah.
nice. What about you?
Uh, Lots of things actually.
Oh, great, great. Let's hear them.
I love not working as well. I love my work, okay, but I do love not working. My number one thing is cooking for my two boys.
Mm.
So
Okay.
if you have teenage boys,
You have to feed
trust
them a
me,
lot.
yeah. And whatever I make, they say it's amazing, okay.
How
And
sweet.
that because what do they want? They want quantities, right? Quantities and quantities of food, if I can make and keep, that's all they want, and they're so happy and so grateful.
And it's
Right?
something you enjoy doing.
That's
It's a
right. Yeah,
stress
yeah.
buster. It
Yeah,
gives
yeah.
you
Exactly.
joy.
Absolutely.
What
Yeah,
more do
yeah.
you need? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Again, I like to paint a little bit. Horrible painter, but I love it. So something like that. Then as I said, I'm a girl's girl, so I have a lot of girl friends that I
Huh.
like to hang out with, whether I'll go out with them for breakfast, for lunch, or whatever. So, I get a lot of positive energy by
Hmm.
just being
Being with.
around a lot of girls, and not just the work people, right?
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
when you have your girl gang,
Yeah.
a lot of them are different people. So there's like one who's like a school teacher,
Hmm.
the other is a personal trainer,
Hmm.
the other one is a fashion
Yeah.
designer. So you have
Hmm.
different people coming, and we're not talking about our problems all the time, huh?
Yeah.
We're
Correct.
just having a good time. But it all helps you open up and see the world through different lenses, and not just yours.
Yeah.
And that I feel is the most important. That actually energizes you for the next week, right? Because it's
Correct.
it's something different for you,
True.
Yeah.
right?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And the building aspect of the career, or is there anything that you would like to, let's say, be doing maybe 15 years from now?
So I think career itself is like a full-time,
Hmm, of course,
thing,
of
right?
course.
So um, I don't know. Being a CXO, is that something that I would like to do? Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, I mean, I would love to kind of be there. So work is like a very important part of who
Hmm.
I am and building my work. Okay. Um, However, I think in the last few years, besides work, there is this thought of doing something which is more with purpose.
Hmm. Mm.
What exactly, how
It will
exactly
evolve.
it will evolve.
Yeah.
Something in the space of animal welfare, because that is one thing that really touches me or
Mm-hmm.
it's important to me. I don't know that yet, but I'm not rushing to give it a
Yeah.
structure or
Yeah.
something. I'm okay to be with it, and let's see. Maybe in some time things will evolve. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to kind of take it one step at a time. So yeah,
Lovely. I think it'll come to you at the
it'll
right
come to
time,
me.
and
I think, yeah.
all these skills that you're building will really
I'm
energize
hoping.
the endeavor
Mm.
that you take up.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you see 15 years from now yourself
Hmm.
doing?
Yeah, as Preet said, I would love to continue working till
Mm-hmm.
wherever, whenever I can do,
Yeah.
and however relevant I am, because I really enjoy working. So I wouldn't mind continuing that. Along with that, for me, I would like to get into the coaching, counseling kind of a
Oh,
role,
nice.
because I really like hearing, other people. And,
Mm-hmm.
if I can even help, if I speak to 100 people and if I can help two people,
Yeah.
I would feel that would be, that gives me a lot of joy,
Yeah.
right? And for me, that would be my, it would be like a purpose for my life, right? So that's something that I would like to explore as I move forward.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think it's been amazing having two of you in the cohorts of Upsurge and then having you today to share your stories, your experiences. I'm sure this will inspire a wide range of women to just step up, look at opportunities available for learning, growing, meeting other women. So, thank you so much, Ria and Preet, for your time
Thank
today.
you
It's
so
been
much.
lovely.
Thank you so
Great,
much,
great.
Shubha.
Thank you
You
so
were
much.
amazing.
It was lovely chatting. And
Yeah,
at this stage, I mean, all that I can say is that, women should just realize how important it is, because sometimes we're just working, it's just going
blinkers
somewhere in
on,
the
right?
in
Yeah.
Yeah,
the back
yeah,
end, but
yeah.
the minute you kind of just be more aware of what you're doing, bring it a little focus, it can do wonders.
Yes,
Mhm.
So
well said.
yeah, yeah.
Thank
Mhm.
you so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank you.
much.